الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا انه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على رسول الله وعلى اله وصحبه ومن والاه. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. My dear respected brothers and sisters, today's topic is about what's happening around us today. We all know it's going to be more like an education session, because there's a lot among us and among the non-Muslims. They have misunderstanding to what is happening, especially with the media that is trying to conceive us. It is just like they're showing that, like if there is a bunch of criminals attacking a house and the man of the house trying to defend, they're trying to kill his kids, trying to attack his wife, and he's trying to defend them, so he scratched the hand of the criminals. So the media comes and take a picture of the scratch and they show it on TV. Look at the terrorist, what he's done. He's not supposed to defend himself. That's exactly what's happening today. They're showing that we all know the international law says that any country that is occupied, invaded by another country, just like Russia and Ukraine, that they've got the right to do whatever it takes to get them out from their own country. But except Palestine, they're not allowed. They are terrorists to defend their own homes. So today's topic is about how did we get there? What happened before the 7th of October? But before I talk about the history, I'm going to talk about the newspaper in Israel. On the 8th of October, just the day after what happened. And this is a well-respected newspaper. It's called the hadeeth, a well-known, respected Israeli newspaper. And I'm quoting from their own, they said that in the newspaper. Netanyahu bears responsibility for Israel-Gaza war. By the way, Israel-Gaza war. When there is a war, it's two armies. But this is not two armies, because Palestine doesn't have army. They're not allowed to have army. There's army and there is women and children, as we know. Now, they say Netanyahu bears responsibility for Israel-Gaza war because he established a government of annexation and disposition. Annexation and disposition means forcibly have control over the Palestinians' territory and have a foreign policies over the Palestinians, ignoring the rights of the Palestinians and denying their existence. That's what they say, their own people. And this is not happening just now, this is happening for the past 75 years. Now we go back in the history. How did we reach there? What happened? So we all must know. We have to educate our kids And anyone you know, Muslim or non-Muslim, who doesn't know the reality to what is happening. The word, when it happened, 1916, it was the Ottoman Empire was about to collapse. They were already 1600 years old. The French and the British went to the Arab leaders and said to them, if you help us to defeat the Ottoman Empire, we are going to give you the land you want. They were happy, they said okay. They helped them to defeat the Ottoman Empire. But what they didn't know, that the British and the French already divided these countries among them. So the French had Southeast Turkey, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. And the British had Palestine, Jordan, South Iraq. In that time, the Zionist movement was going. 1922, the Jewish were 11%. In Europe, by the year 1935, they became 27%, growing. So the British gave a present to the Jews, like a box of chocolate, but they gave Palestine to the Jews. Said, you can go and live there now. The year 1947, the British, when they gave them to the Jewish Palestine, the Palestinians did not agree, reject. The British were killing them, the Palestinians. When they keep rejecting and stood fast against them, they gave it to the United Nations. They said, hey, you clean our mess now. We can't put up anymore. So the United Nations took over. 14th of May, 1948. That day was the day that they declared the state of Israel. And the two big powers, America and Russia, they declared that they approve with the state of the new state of Israel. And the very first day after that, it's called Al-Nakba in Palestine, which is the catastrophe. That day, 50,000 Palestinians were killed. 78% of the Palestinians' homes were taken away from them. 1.9 million homes of the Palestinians were taken away from them to the Jews to live in and to be occupied by the Jews. And it was going on. It was not just that. It was keep going like that for 70 years and over. Massacre after massacre. Tragedy after tragedy. On daily basis, we're killing the Palestinians. Children, women, old men, no problem. Checkpoints here, there, Palestinians do nothing. They don't have a law, army, anything. Everything under the Israeli law. How many massacres? They call this massacre the 7th of October. How many massacres happened? Many. I will tell you about just the famous ones, infamous ones. Kana, Sabra and Shatila, Ganin, Gaza, Deir Yassin, and so on. Too many massacres happened in Palestine, killing thousands of people, of Palestinians. And they are stood fast. We should bow down to the Palestinians. for the determination they have. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us like them in their determination. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك تبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أوصيكم ونفس المخطئة بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون. Confusion among some Muslims about the promised land. What is the promised land for the Jews? Did Allah give them the land of the Holy Mosque? Yes, brothers. Allah had a covenant with them to give them the Holy Mosque, the promised land, in that time, but with conditions. What are these conditions? 1. Hold on to the scriptures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 2. Follow the prophets and messengers whom Allah sent. 3. Follow the law of Allah as He sent down and apply it in justice and righteousness. But if they don't, it will be taken away from them. And that will be called fasad, corruption. Did they fulfill these conditions, brothers and sisters? We all know the story. Did they hold to the scriptures? They hide things, they took away things, put what they like, took away what they don't like. Did they follow the prophets? They actually killed prophets. Killed Prophet Yahya, whom they call John the Baptist. They tried to kill Prophet Isa alayhi salam, whom they think he was crucified. They don't believe he is Jesus. They're still waiting for him. They're still waiting for Jesus today. What's the last thing? We all know what he do to the women and children. They know they don't apply justice in anything, in any way. So it will be taken from them. Last thing, brothers, bombing the hospital. This reminds us of the story of Ashab al-Ukhdud that is in the Quran. When they killed thousands of believers because they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they made the ditch and burned them all. وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَن يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ. They did what they did to them because they believe in Allah, the exalted in might, the one who can save them, the praise, the worthy, the praiseworthy. He could have saved them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but He is saving them to the better. There is something better will come out of it. There is a wisdom to what's happening today, brothers and sisters. What's happening today? We know that we should bow down for the people of Palestine. Their resilience and determination. You are writing down the history with your blood, O people of Palestine. I ask a question, brothers and sisters. Israel has the fourth strongest and largest army in the world. Do they need help? Do they send them the president of the strongest country in the world to go and visit them and send them troops trained to help them and send them F-15. They call this airplane the queen of the air. They don't even have an aeroplane to fight with, the Palestinians. Do they need that? All the Europeans are standing by them. Why? Why all of that? Anybody know the answer? I tell you why. Because they can actually put up with the army of all the Arab world. Actually, the whole world, they can put up with that. They can put up with anything happens in the world. But they cannot put up with what was born on that day, the 7th of October. On the hands of the resistance of the Palestinian people. That thing born on that day is called the hope. The hope of the Palestinian to be free, brothers. They can't put up with that. They can't put up with our nation. This is the hope, brothers. They're gonna be freed soon. Don't ever put down your head. We are the highest. This is in the Quran. We are the highest among the whole world, brothers. You know this. What happened after the 7th of October, and what he done after that, like killing the people, killing the innocent people, hospital. Is exactly like what happened on the when Musa alayhi salam won over the magicians, and he threw his stick and he ate all the sticks of the all magicians. What the Pharaoh did. يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. He slayed their sons, killing them, slaughtering them, and sparing their women. He was of the mischief makers. He was arrogantly dealing on earth. Exactly what they do. The good news is the Palestinian will be freed soon, brothers and sisters. This is, inshallah, put the hope in your mind. Don't kill it inside your heart. They will be freed soon, inshallah. Look at the past. Is there any empire that lasted and they were oppressors? None. Not one empire lasted when they were oppressors. I'll end up with the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Sahih al-Bukhari. لا يزال من أمتي أمة قائمة بأمر الله لا يضرهم من خذلهم ولا من خالفهم حتى يأتيهم أمر الله وهم على ذلك. And added to that Muawiyah. In another narration, وهم من أهل الشام. Still on my nation, a nation that stays still with the order of Allah. No one hurt them. They don't care about who hurt them, who stay against them, who let them down. And they will stay like that until the order of Allah come to them, which is victory, inshallah. And they added in another narration that they are the people of Al-Sham, and Al-Sham is, Palestine is one of Al-Sham countries. What do we do? What do we do? We far away from them. Don't ever stay audience. We don't ever stay audience, just watching, listening, and what's happening. We don't do that, brothers. They are brothers and sisters. In the hospital bombing, a girl said, all my family gone in this bombing. A man said, 44 of my family gone in this hospital, in this blast. A man came on TV carrying what looked like mince meat. Said, that's what's left of my sons, my kids. If we don't think that those are our kids too, we're not Muslims. We have to feel like them, brothers and sisters. The first thing we have to do, I'm not asking you go and fight there, but I'm asking you to use the rusted weapon in our home. Everybody has a weapon in his home, rusted. We left it until it's rusted. That weapon is called dua. The dua is very strong, brothers, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't ever ask a dua for yourself without asking for them. Allah, they already attacked them now. They are on the ground now. They entered now. And Allah is helping the Palestinians. Alhamdulillah. Dua, brothers. Dua for them. That's number one. Number two is educating anyone around you. Our kids is very important. Families, neighbors, your work cadets, anyone around you, anyone you know or you don't know. People asking me on the train. I'm going home, I'm on the train, people asking me. They look at me, they come and talk to me. Most of people know their story. Most people know the story. But we have to approve it to them. Another thing, brothers, postpone any wedding or any party you're going to have. Respect for the people who died, over 7,000 so far, of our brothers and sisters. Most of them children and women. And very important, let's change. Brothers and sisters, this is happening because we are not good. Yani Allah is doing a collective punishment for us. If we don't stop sinning, this can reach us. Don't think we are far away, that's it. No, we are getting punished here far away, we're still getting punished. And Allah says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. We have to change. So we don't get this collective punishment, brothers and sisters. They're getting killed because we're sinning here. They're not sinning over there. I ask Allah to make us from those who listen to the advice and apply it to the best of our ability.